Hi guys, this is Michelle, and in this training, I'm going to be going over how much you should be paying your employees based on the different types of tasks that they're doing for you. And the first one that I'm going to go over is your general VA, which is your virtual assistant or your personal assistant. This is the position that we usually recommend people hire for first. Mainly because this person should be able to do a lot of different tasks for you, as you can see from the list here. And when they're not busy, we always have them fall back on lead generation. And our hiring system is perfect for this type of employee because you can test their typing speed, their ability to communicate, also if they're able to handle customer service issues. So this is going to be your general all-star employee. So for a full-time VA, you can expect to pay anywhere from $250 to $500 a month. Now, we usually pay between $250 to $350, somewhere in that range, mainly because when we look for somebody, we focus more on their attributes than their skills. We're looking for somebody that's hardworking, somebody that's willing to learn, somebody that's persistent, all of those personal attributes that kind of reveal themselves naturally through our hiring funnel. We can always teach skills if they're willing to learn. And so, if somebody's really skilled and experienced, you're going to pay, more towards the $500 range. So we've just found more success focusing on the people that, aren't as skilled, but then they learn and they grow with our company, and we can, pay on the lower end. Now, for a part-time VA, which is 20 hours a week, you can expect to pay $180 to $200 a month. We usually recommend, if you absolutely are set on hiring somebody part-time, that's fine. But for roughly, $70 more, you can get somebody full-time. So, it just depends on what your needs are. Now, you'll notice that we have several different tasks listed here. It doesn't mean that this person has to be able to do all of this. It just depends on your company's needs at that time. And we've had VAs that have only done a couple of these things because that's what we needed at the time. But the one thing that we always have our VAs do is lead generation. And this can be with, cold emails. We'll give them scripts, to be emailing. So there's really not a lot of training involved. They just have to be able to follow directions. They'll also do lead generation for us, on social media, LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook. So, like I said, they have their basic, tasks that they do for you. And then they can always, when they're not busy, fall back on that lead generation. For the sweet spot section here, we wanted to show you the 3 major metropolitan areas that we hire from in the Philippines. And you can see the different price ranges. Obviously, the bigger cities, it's more expensive to live. You're going to pay a higher salary. And the more rural the area is, the cheaper it's going to be, just like here in the US. So we just wanted you to see that, the salaries and, how much you pay your employees is also based on where they live, not just, their skill set and how much experience they have. The next section we have here is your web developer. And this person will run you $350 to $750 for full time. And this person should be able to design your websites for you, including HTML, CSS, WordPress, and write their own code. And because this is a more advanced skill set, obviously the salary is going to be a little bit higher. But their salary will also depend on, where they live and also how much experience they have. Next is your graphic artist, and this person will run you $300 to $400 a month full time. And we have found that in the Philippines specifically, the people there are just really creative and artsy. And so this is the price range that we usually pay for them. Next is your content writer. And your content writer is going to be more advanced than your general VA. Now, this doesn't mean that they only have to do tasks related to content writing. They can also do, tasks that your general VA would do. But this person, what's different about them is that they've usually gone to an English speaking school. And so their communication level is at least at a 12th grade level, equivalent to an English, high school senior. So at this level, their communication skills and comprehension skills are really good. Now, some of you might be wondering why we would hire somebody that can write at the 12th grade level rather than the college level. And the reason for this has to do with copywriting, which is writing for sales. And all of the great copywriters talk about writing for the general public reading level, which, believe it or not, is between the 5th grade and 8th grade. That's what most people are reading at. So having someone that has really advanced writing skills, they use a lot of big vocabulary, it can be hard to understand, and it's actually a disadvantage for this specific position. So a person for this position would run you $350 to $550 a month for full time. Now, a good content writer should be able to research and write a 500-word article in about 2 hours. So we expect our content writers to produce 5 to 8 of these good quality articles for us every day. Now, even though we have really good content writers, someone on our team will always go through the articles really quickly just to proof it and, sometimes edit it, because these people have gone to an American school or British school. Sometimes they'll have funny little, nuances and sayings that, you can tell that they're not American, but, it's a really quick edit. It only takes a couple minutes. So to have a good full-time content writer, it will run you about $350 to $550 a month. Another position here you might be hiring for is a programmer. And this person, may be programming JavaScript, PHP, SQL, a variety of different programming. So this person will cost you $400 to $600 a month, roughly for full time. And the last position we have here is your SEO specialist. And, obviously this person's going to be doing tasks related to SEO. But, we've had a lot of our VAs do some of these tasks for us, like our keyword research and, doing things related to our blog. So you don't necessarily have to have this specific person, with this job title to do these kinds of things for you. Like I said, with a VA, most of the time you can train them to do the tasks that you want. But if you do hire somebody that specializes in SEO, you can expect to pay $300 to $600 a month for full time. Now, just as a side note, one of the positions that we usually are willing to pay a little bit more for is our content writer. And that is just because if they're doing a lot of writing for us, we expect it to be at a certain level. They need to have a good foundation. It's not, good writing is not something that we can really teach. And, we really don't want to spend that much time teaching them either. We just, would rather pay for good articles, and that's it. Now, as I said before, with your general VA position, this person does not need to have terribly advanced skills. Obviously, you'll know that they do have a good foundation just because you've put them through your hiring funnel. If you've hired this person, they have their basic skills from the phase 1 testing and their more advanced skills from the phase 2 testing. Now, what we normally do with our VAs is if we want them to learn a specific skill, since we know they already have a good foundation and they're willing and eager to learn, is that we have a membership to lynda.com. That's lynda.com. And it's online video training for basically any topic you can think of. So for example, if we want them to learn, how to do advanced Excel spreadsheets or PowerPoint, Adobe Photoshop, we'll give them the login and we'll have them spend 1 or 2 days doing some training on that. And after that, they should be pretty proficient at doing whatever, we wanted them to learn. And this way we don't have to pay a premium for a VA that already has these skills. And we've found a lot of really great success using this technique. In fact, the beautiful PowerPoint slides that Gonzalo used in the webinar, one of our VAs created those. And prior to that, she had no experience with PowerPoint. She spent 2 days. I think she took 2 or 3 different courses on lynda.com, and, she was able to create those slides for us. And we were really, really happy with how they turned out. So that's an example of the quality of work that you can get from these type of people. And you don't have to pay a ton of money. And most importantly, you don't have to spend the time yourself learning and doing it yourself. So that's pretty much it, guys. I hope that this video has helped you gain a better understanding of the different salaries that you can expect to pay for the different positions that you might be hiring for. These salaries are very common in a lot of Asian countries, but, Gonzalo's preference is to hire from the Philippines. So that's, kind of what we focused on here. Now, if you're not sure what the going rate is for a specific position in another country, a simple trick that we use is to just go to a, freelancer site like Odesk or Guru, and you can just search for that position and just browse the listings and get a good idea of what the going rate is for that position. In fact, let me just take you to Odesk right now to show you how you can determine the different salaries and going rates for different positions around the world. All you have to do is set up an account, and you can do this as an employer or as a freelancer. It doesn't matter. Once you're logged in, you're going to click on Find Jobs, and then you'll type in the position that you're specifically looking for. In this case, I'm going to use virtual assistant. And then once you click the search button, a new page will come up with all the different listings there. And for this search, you just want to look at the hourly rate. So when you unclick fixed price, the page will update for you. And as you can see at the top here, they found 1,180 positions available for virtual assistant. But here's the key. You do not want the new job postings. What you want to look at is the companies that have the most experience hiring people. And the way to find these companies is to sort the search results by the most client hours or the most dollars paid. There's no sense in recreating the wheel. So doing a search this way will tell you how much a certain position is worth. So I'm going to go ahead and choose most client hours. So the results are going to change. Now this second listing here caught my attention, specifically because in the headline or the title, it says that they were looking for a virtual assistant with a British or European accent. So I'm going to go ahead and click on it to get some more details here. And if I scroll down to the bottom, I can see that there were 10 applicants that applied for this position. And they have 5 people interviewing that cost an average of $3.99 an hour. And if you want to get more information about the applicants who applied, you can just click here and it will show you who applied. And if you click on their link, it will give you more information about them. It will show you their portfolios, their rates. You can always contact them directly if you want to. Now, the real pearl here is if you scroll down, it will show you all of the different positions that they've hired for in the past. So this first position here for admin work, this person is actually currently working right now, it looks like, and it's costing this company roughly $4 an hour. But the second person here is also doing admin work for $3.33 an hour. And then down at the very bottom, you can also look at other positions that they are currently advertising for. You can look at how much they're offering to pay for those positions as well. Now, let's go back to the previous screen and look at a different example. Now, you can do a search for any task that you're wanting to do some research on, but just remember to sort the list by most client hours or most dollars paid. Now, as I scroll down this page, I'm seeing a lot of different things here. One company's looking for somebody with a medical background. Down here, admin support, somebody with customer service skills, using these specific software, different types of software. So if I click on this, once you're on this page, you can scroll down, you can see, what kind of skills they're looking for, their expectations. And most importantly, at the bottom, what they're willing to pay for that. And so for this one, it's $4 an hour. And at the bottom here, you can see what the average hourly rate was for the applicants. And like I did before, to get more information, if you want, you can just click on the applicant list to get more information. So this is a really great way to find out what the going rate is for different types of positions, tasks. Also, if you want to outsource to a specific country and you're not really sure what the going rate is, this is a really great way to find that information. And specifically from companies that you can see have a successful track record with outsourcing. So I hope this little tip helps you out just in case you have to do a little research on what you should be paying your employees.